この私の戦い方、よく覚えておけ。
Vanguard is a class of operator that is mostly about getting deployment points to you so you can deploy your other characters. They usually tend to have a low-ish statistics and are kind of the foundation to every team that you build. Without deployment points, you can't deploy characters, and Vanguards give you deployment points really, really well. And so then, what are deployment points? Deployment points are the cost of an operator. So for this instant, Siege at Elite 2 cost me 13 points to deploy onto the field. So the cost does vary a little bit. For example, Myrtle is 8. And that's, like I said, the cost that it puts to get a character out in the field. And Vanguards are about producing those points so you can get the entirety of your field out pretty quickly. Now, there are a couple ways that Vanguards can provide you these points. You've got on skill, which is kind of what Texas does. You know, boom, you activate Sword Rain, and boom, you get 12 DP. Now, this is Mastery 3, so it's not going to be the case. But then you got other characters like Vigna, who their trait is you obtain 1 DP after this unit defeats an enemy. You do have Zima, who gives that effect to all Vanguards that are deployed, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So Vanguards also now have 4 different archetypes. You got your offensive Vanguards, which would be similar to Texas. You got your defensive Vanguards, which are similar to Zima. You got your flag bearer, which is like Myrtle. Then you got your DP on kill Vanguard, like Vigna. So why does this matter? Why does knowing this information change the lookout for your team? Well, offensive Vanguards tend to have really high attack, but low defense and somewhat average HP. I'd probably put that on the lower side of HP. But then your defensive have a much higher defense with a little bit more health and a little less attack to compensate. Your flag bearers, well, their skills are mostly about helping somebody do something. In this case, hers, when she gets to Elite 2, but for Myrtle, she has pretty low HP, a decent amount of attack, with a pretty lowish defense stat. Her cost is 8, so you can get her out real quick, activate your first skill or your second skill, depending on what you need, and get you points really, really quickly. And then you got Vigna. Now, something unique that only on kill Vanguards have is they refund the original DP cost when retreated. So you can drop Vigna down, have her kill 3, 4, 5 things, and then just pick her back up and you get the full cost, the full 9 that you used to deploy her back to your hand. So they're actually really powerful. And while we're gonna fix this real quick. Okay, boom, now she's skill 7. So now you know this information. When it comes to team building, what does it take to know kind of who to take Vanguard wise? Well, oftentimes you're just going to have your favorites, and realistically, when it comes to DP generation, Myrtle is considered one of the best in the game. But realistically, Siege is a very good one. You know, huge HP pool, good attack, good defense, and she's an offensive type. And then, every time she does her aerial hammer ability, she's going to get DP. So she's consistent, but not great. Myrtle is going to be your most consistent DP generation. What is Vanguard synergy, and why does that matter? So, going back to Zima real quick, Ursus's Roar is an auto-recovery manual that lasts for 10 seconds. It gradually gains 11 DP over the skill duration, but all Vanguard operators attack and defense a set amount and they gain DP on kill. Vanguards usually have this way of synergizing with another. So again, going back to Myrtle real quick, all Vanguards receive HP per second, right? And then Siege King of Beasts, all Vanguard operators gain attack and defense. Texas doesn't really have anything against in particular, but technical delivery, which gives you just more DP when you add her to this team. Vanguards work really, really well together. So traditionally, you don't want to take one. You kind of want to take 2 to 3 when you're building a team to help create that foundation for your deployment, get you a bunch of those points real quick, and then allow you to just throw down your operators and pick up your Vanguards if they aren't part of your necessary team. So I'm going to run this real quick. And the Vanguards that we're taking for this is Siege and Myrtle. And I'm mostly just going to kind of let it play, and I'm going to talk a little over it to kind of give y'all an idea as to why these 2 Vanguards were good for what they did and why I chose them. Now, this mission has basically one lane. You got this right lane right here, which they'll take a staircase to get over here, and then they'll push down here. And so right off the bat, you saw that Myrtle and Siege are already on the field. Now, when Myrtle's deployed, again, she is giving Siege HP per second. Now, there is Angelina here doing the same thing, but that's a little irrelevant. You can kind of see that her HP is just going back and forth after she gets hit. And you'll kind of notice that my DP count is pretty high because she was able to use a lot of her flips pretty early on. We're using another Myrtle activation to get more DP. And you always see my DP kind of hitting a certain point and coming back down. I try to get my team out the moment I can, but sometimes when I'm on stream, I'm a little busy talking and kind of forget. But now you see Siege and Myrtle are gone. I have a unit limit of 1, and the majority of the team I wanted out is now out. Siege will come back later over here to help deal with some spawns, but for the most part, they did their job. You can see that the team came out pretty quickly. They are now able to deal with the majority of the threats that are coming their way. There's Exu up here hiding under the auto banner. And now it's just easy peasy, you know? We're just letting the mission run. And so there are these spawns I was talking about. Angelina takes care of the first wave of them. Not gonna lie, when I did this run, I kind of forgot there were 2 spawns. So I had to like panic put down Siege. And then here we go. You have a Vanguard, once again, just holding down this front line. And the HP per second from this is coming from Angelina. So again, now we're almost done with this mission. I'm a big fan of Angelina, by the way. Who do I level up? Who is going to be the best for general composition? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Myrtle, easy, 4-star. You're probably going to have her. She does her job really, really well. My preferred combination with Myrtle is Siege. But if you don't have Siege, Myrtle works with any Vanguard due to her skill, which gives Vanguards HP per second. Another preferred combination is Texas and Zima. I use that combination for a very, very long amount of time. It's not as fast deployment point generation, but it's very steady and can be kind of blitzy because of Texas' ability to just throw deployment points out and just you kind of use them right away. So, in regards to that combination, let us run LS5, just so y'all see kind of more what I'm doing. Now, luckily, we're taking Texas, Zima, and Plume. So you will get to see a little bit of a DP on kill Vanguard, too, and kind of what they're able to do. And you can see right off the bat, I'm going to deploy Plume, Zima, and then into Texas. And so you see every time she goes Slug, she gets a cost 1 up above her head. That's her giving us 1 DP per. Now on this mission, you actually don't get a natural regeneration of DP. So you really need Vanguards ready. And you'll kind of see that Plume kind of sticks out here for a while, doing her best. Now this HP per second comes from Perfumer. Just in case y'all were curious. But she gets down to like 50-ish health, I think, during this run. It's kind of funny. Yeah, those dogs hit her really hard. I just got a little plank coming by. And then there's her roar active. Now normally I activate the roar with Texas's sword rain for big damage. But in this situation I don't think it's going to happen. The timing is just too off. Yeah, she got down to 18 HP. And then she's just healing it back up. So yeah. And so now we're at 71 out of 80 enemies killed. And we're coming into the big boy kind of section of it. So you'll definitely see Zima Texas activate their skills here for some pretty big damage. And then we've only got, I think there's one guy here. Yeah, he's the last guy. But again, you kind of see that with this mission doesn't have a naturally recurring deployment point, so the Vanguards were very, very much needed here. And luckily, between those three, I was able to get everybody out within a reasonable amount of time. So, thank you for watching this video. I do stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/the_TOD_father. I will leave the description down below for y'all's quick and easy access. Take care, stay safe, and hope to see you again.